If you're a bit of a lotharia, you may want to thank your Viking ancestors. New research has shown that Vikings had a way with women, and modern Britons owe up to 20% of their DNA to them. These aggressive warriors formed entire family groups, with up to 35,000 settling down in the UK. This controversial claim comes just 2 years since a comprehensive study concluded that the Danish invaders had left no genetic mark on the population. Ellen Rorvik, a geneticist at the University of Warwick, and Jane Kershaw, an archaeologist at University College London, believe there is substantial evidence for large-scale Danish Viking presence in England. The authors of the paper, which is published in the journal Antiquity, suggest the Danish Vikings may have had a substantial legacy. They argue between 20,000 to 35,000 Viking colonists settled in Britain in the first wave of migration, with many of them having children. A lot of place names in England have Scandinavian, specifically Danish, origins, and we're not just talking about large towns or places. Dr. Kershaw, an archaeologist and Viking researcher, told Science Nordic, fields, hedges, small streams, and other rural landscape features have Scandinavian names, suggesting that they were named by a Norse-speaking population living in the countryside and working the land. She said, in 2015 the People of the British Isles project involved large-scale DNA sampling of more than 2,000 Britons in order to get a comprehensive genetic structure of the country. One of the key claims of this paper was that unlike the Anglo-Saxons, the Danish Vikings made little genetic impact on the population. The English population only really changed in the 9th and 10th centuries by the Anglo-Saxons, it claims. We don't think that the nature study analysis of the Danish Vikings is correct, said Dr. Kershaw. We think that they incorrectly interpret the DNA material and that they don't take into account all of the archaeological discoveries and the knowledge that historians and archaeologists have gathered concerning the Danish Vikings in England, she said. Among its results, the 2015 study found no clear genetic evidence of the Danish Viking occupation and control of a large part of England. It concluded there was a relatively limited input of DNA from the Danish Vikings, who migrated from Denmark to eastern England in the late 9th and early 10th centuries. But Dr. Rorvik and Kershaw say the People of the British Isles project failed to realize that the Danes and Anglo-Saxons are impossible to genetically distinguish because they come from the same geographical area. Modern German DNA samples were considered primarily Anglo-Saxon, but the study suggests it was actually the Danish Vikings who were in the area at the time. The data are excellent. I just feel the interpretation is too simplistic, says Dr. Rorvik. The researchers also claim the study's dates are inaccurate. They estimate that Anglo-Saxon interbreeding postdates Anglo-Saxon migrations by 400 years. The authors believe there is substantial archaeological and linguistic evidence for a large-scale Danish Viking presence in England.